Hi! Hello, and welcome to the Daily Almanac for January 7th. So, let's get started. This day in history! On this day in history, January 7th, 1789, the first U.S. presidential election was held. Americans voted for electors who, a month later, chose George Washington to be the nation's first president. Also, on this day in 1800, Millard Fillmore, who became the 13th president of the United States, was born in Summerhill, New York. Fillmore became vice president when Zachary Taylor was elected president in 1848. In July 1850, Taylor died and Fillmore became president. President Fillmore supported the Compromise of 1850, an attempt to settle the slavery problem. One part of the compromise was the Fugitive Slave Act, which said that any slave escaping from the South to freedom in the North should be returned to their masters. Well, signing this act was very unpopular with members of Fillmore's party. They refused to nominate him for re-election, and he died in 1874. And on this day in 1953, President Harry Truman announced in his State of the Union address to Congress that the United States had developed a hydrogen bomb. Today on Word Power, we're going to talk about the word biology. Biology is a field of science which focuses on all living things. Biologists are people who study biology. Often, biologists have a special interest, like the ocean or mammals, because being an expert in all living things would be pretty challenging. The word biology comes from the Greek words bios, which means life, and logia, which means study of.
Ooh, extremes.
Today on Extremes, we ask, what is the largest prehistoric bird? The answer is the Dromornis Stirtoni. This massive bird was 10 feet tall, or 3 meters, and weighed over 1,000 pounds, which is 500 kilograms. They had very small wings and were unable to fly, but their 2 powerful legs allowed them to run very quickly in order to catch their prey. Fossils show that these massive birds lived in the region we now know as Australia 25,000 years ago.
Health tips.
Over time, most pillows will begin to lose their firmness. As they get softer, they won't give your head and your neck the support they need for a good night's sleep. So even if you love your pillow, when it gets too soft, it's time to get a new one. Of course, you can keep the old one and use it when you want to prop your head up a little higher when you're reading. Some people love their old pillows so much, they use them like stuffed animals and give them a nice hug as they drift off into dreams. Since the United States Congress first met on March 4th, 1789, over 11,700 people have served as representatives, senators, or both. Of this number, over 9,800 served only in the House of Representatives. Over 1,200 have served only in the Senate. And over 600 have served in both the House of Representatives and the Senate. Several members of Congress became president. One of these was Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president. Lincoln was elected as a representative from Illinois in 1846 and was then elected as president in 1860 and re-elected in 1864. Well, that's all the time we have left today for Daily Almanac. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope to see you tomorrow.